believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
Enjoy a fresh start to your meal at Pizza Ranch, where the salad bar is always included with your buffet. Every day you'll find garden fresh greens, colorful veggies, and sides for every appetite. It's the most refreshing way to balance out a meal while leaving plenty of room for your other buffet favorites. Convenient, fast, and fresh. It's the Pizza Ranch Salad Bar. Mmm.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a time like this, in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's a lot better now.
It was like a huge weight lifted.
Hey, welcome to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage, coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio. And as always, brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Doak Propane, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Liuna, local, Labor's Local 663. And I can't say that I've had any more. I've had a team have any more fun during the commercial breaks, because I could see you. You guys couldn't see me. Nobody else saw you, but I was enjoying watching you guys.
Yes.
We go up I-44 to home of the Lady Cardinals from Steelville, and head coach Zach Kennedy. Coach Kennedy, hey, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Coach, you guys 4-1 on this season. You finished 19-10 a year ago, a district championship a year ago. Tell us a little bit about the folks you had to replace due to graduation. And I know you've got 3 young ladies there that are having tremendous seasons, but talk about who they're replacing.
You know, we graduated 4 seniors from last year's team. Naomi Perkins, who was 2 years All-State. Haley Woodall, who's a 3-year starter, Lauren Davis, who was a 4-year varsity player as well, and then Caitlin Midlow, who filled in a lot for us and played a good role off the bench for us last year. And those girls, they've been tough to replace, but just looking at the things and the abilities I knew we had coming in from the summer, Dalen and Toby were all district, all conference last year, and Reagan started a bunch of games for us last year and always seemed to have her best games in some of our biggest games. So she really knew how to step up to big moments. And so knowing the experience these girls had and filling those new roles was really excited coming in. And they've stepped up and done just that. I think we're averaging a little more points per game right now than we did for last season, even with replacing everything that we graduated. And so 2 of them, I think, have doubled their scoring output, and one of them has almost tripled their scoring output from a season ago. So right now, definitely filling those roles really well.
And before we talk about you guys, member or not members, but you're participating in the People's Bank tournament there at Sullivan. But let's talk with the athletes that you've got sitting beside you. We'll start right there to your immediate. I don't know if it's left or right. I'm on TV, so I don't know what the mirror thing is. But tell us a little bit about this young lady and what role she plays.
This is Dalen Pryor. She is a 3-year starter for us for our varsity program. She's been our point guard the last 2 years. we joke around all the time that she's not a natural point guard. Toby will tell her that all the time. Dalen's one of those kids that is kind of sneaky athletic. She'll lead us in rebounding almost every night out, and I have to lie on every height thing that we do, because if I want to say she's 5'5", I'm probably giving her an extra inch or two there when we go into stuff. But she's done a really good job for us this year. Had 24 points last night in the opener of the tournament. So, really stepping up this year.
Dalen, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So tell me, what do you think sneaky athletic means when Coach says that? What would be your definition of that?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know. I wasn't really sure how to take that. I mean, I take it as a compliment. I think people just don't really expect me to be able to do some of the things that I can do, I guess.
Yeah, it very much is a compliment. It's something that, people would look and say, did she just do that? How did she do that? That's, kind of that stat stuffer, that young lady that'll get the rebounds. You don't, until the end of the game, you don't realize you had 24 points and 6 rebounds, and it's sneaky. It just sneaks up on you. But tell us a little bit about what your role is on the team at that point guard position.
I feel like I need to keep my cool at all times and just be ready to kind of take on a leadership role along with Reagan and Toby, and be able to understand what's going on in the game, and just yes.
Now, have you always, Coach? You're a 3-year starter. Have you always been a guard, and is that a result of maybe your stature?
Maybe. I mean, I've always been a guard, and
she can't tell you she's always been a guard. When Dalen came in 7th grade, she was our second tallest player. So I've had these 3 girls for 6 years now. Been their head coach for 4 of those 6 years, and Dalen's been about the same height since everyone else started growing.
Yeah.
And it just never really, everybody else caught up and kept going, and now she's our point guard.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit, Dalen, about how you get prepared for a game. Let's say you're playing tonight. I don't believe you are playing tonight. I think you play tomorrow. No, you are playing tonight.
Play tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Play tomorrow. Okay. In the Sullivan tournament, you got, I'm not sure who you have, but anyway, tell us a little bit about what you do to kind of get prepared.
I would say that really just mentally preparing myself is the biggest thing, and just being able to be a leader and keep a positive attitude. I listen to music usually before we play, and just, talk to the girls before the game and kind of have a little bit of fun before we go out and be serious on the court.
Yeah. Has your role changed? And I understand you're a leader now, you're a senior, from your freshman, sophomore year. How has your role changed?
Well, it's definitely changed a lot. I think I probably have a lot more resting on my I don't know how to say it, but I feel like I do more for the team than I did 2 years ago.
So you got more responsibilities.
Yeah, I would say so.
As you go back to that Dalen who was a freshman, sophomore, who did you look up to? Who were some of the members of the team that maybe right now you're in a role and you look back and think of how they treated you? Is that something that you look back on and try and maybe take some pieces of the way that they acted?
Yeah, I would say so. Just and their ability to still just play hard in all the games and be a good leader.
Do you look forward to certain games more than others? Maybe it's a rivalry, maybe it's a tournament, maybe it's a gym where you feel like you shoot the ball well.
I get nervous for every game, it seems like, but I would say I do. I mean, I like playing in the Sullivan gym. Even it's a big gym, and I feel like I just like playing in that gym. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the games of the tournament.
Yeah. More nervous before games or right now?
Definitely before games.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That
I'm nervous
is
until the game's over.
okay.
Pretty much.
Hey, well, Dan, thank you so much for being part of the show, and
Thank you.
congratulations on a tremendous start, and hopefully we'll get to visit with you down the road.
Thank you.
You bet. Coach, who do we have next?
Next up, you've got Reagan Martin. Reagan's a senior for us this year also. Reagan started multiple games throughout her career. Very, very intelligent basketball player. We can ask her to bring the ball up. We can ask her to run our offense through the middle. Does a lot of good things. Her abilities kind of unmatched from her position and the things she's able to do. So, another huge role for us this year.
Reagan, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Guy?
I am doing great. Except it's raining here. I don't know if the weather is there, but
Is it raining?
it is raining here. So tell me or tell us a little bit about your role, and has it changed from your freshman, and how much, and what has changed from your freshman year to now?
My role has definitely changed a lot. I'm a lot more. I get a lot more playing time. I feel like much more of a leader, and I do feel a lot of responsibility to set a good example for the underclassmen and even my peers. My freshman and sophomore year, I was nervous. Getting into those varsity games, I definitely felt a little out of place. I felt younger, and now I feel a lot more comfortable and excited to be out there.
And Coach mentioned your basketball IQ. Where does that come from? Is that from watching intently? Is it something maybe from mom and dad, or how do you where do you kind of tend to put that? Put the benefits of that to?
Yeah, I've grown up with basketball my whole life. Both my parents played, and when I was younger, I stopped growing in, I don't even know, like third grade. So when I was younger, I was a foot taller than everyone else on the court. So it was really easy for me to just look over everyone and see what was going on. And so I think that just stuck with me, is that I can pretty much block out what I don't want to see and just see what I do need to see. So it's, I don't know. I'm really lucky to be able to see what's going on the court, and sometimes even know, like, my teammates that I have now, we have such a close bond, like on the court and off the court. We're all just really great friends. We hardly ever have any issues. And so just being able to know what they're thinking and when they're going to do something, I feel like we have some sort of psychic connection or something.
Again, we're visiting with the Steelville Lady Cardinals head coach Zach Kennedy, and the burning question right now is, Reagan, which of you or Dalen stopped growing the earliest?
I feel like we stopped at the same time. Yeah. Or no, I guess you stopped, because we used to be the same height. She used to go to a different school, and she used to guard me, which now that would be a little ridiculous. So I think she stopped first.
Yeah, I would say.
All right. Very good. Well, hey, Reagan, thanks so much for being part of the Missouri Sports Network today.
Thank you.
You bet. Coach, who's our last victim who may be nervous, but she got to go last?
This is Toby Pinnock. Toby has been a 3-year starter for us also. Toby might have hit what most people would consider probably the biggest shot in Steelville basketball history still to this day. And we can tell all our boys that none of them have hit a shot bigger than the one she hit. So she was the one that hit the shot that sealed third place for us at the Final Four. So she's had some experience knocking down some big shots. This year we kind of came in, and the other two girls will probably tell you they're fine with it. We told her we wanted to see her shoot 10 threes a game. Now, Richland game, we kind of questioned that a little bit. We may have wanted her to reel it in. But other than that, every time she lets it go, I think all of us kind of think it's going in, even if, the look on her face says it's going to miss by 8 feet or something like that. But Toby's always been known as a shooter, and this year kind of developed more of her game. And you see it a lot. Until last night, was shooting 100% from 2-point. Yeah, she's going to love everything that I'm putting out here for her right now. But another just calming presence on the floor. I think these girls will tell you that no matter what's going on, like Toby has the same demeanor. Like the look on her face is just kind of this, it's going to go one way or it's going to go the other, and she's going to play her game no matter what. And so it's a really good presence to have on the floor for all our other girls, especially for our younger girls who are really stepping into new roles this year.
Toby, how are you today?
I'm good.
Did we ever figure out if it was raining in Steelville?
It is raining.
Okay, very good. Toby, tell us a little bit about your role and how much or if it has changed, from your freshman year to this year.
I've always been supposed to go in and shoot the ball, so I'd say it's always the same. It's just a little bit more stepped up this year, I guess.
Have you, coach, mentioned, hey, we need to get you to shoot 10 threes or whatever it would be. But what are your thoughts when you're told that? We need you to get the ball up in the air. What are you looking for? A certain spot on the floor, and you don't have to tell me what it is. I don't want any secrets. But are you trying to get to a certain spot?
No, not really. Just stand outside the 3-point line.
Okay, no, it's fine. And a lot of times if you're hitting, that's going to open up things underneath as well. But so you were shooting 100% from 2.
Yes. I was.
Okay. And that's no longer the case, or
no, I missed 2 yesterday.
Oh, you missed 2 shots. That's okay. 2 shots. So what? And do you have a place on the floor that you enjoy going to? And again, don't tell me what it is, but are there spots where you're more comfortable?
Probably at the wing, but I mean, they're all the same. Normally people say the corner's closer to the basket, but it always feels the same distance. So it doesn't really matter where at on the court that I'm shooting it.
Do you have during warm-ups, are there games where you maybe you knock down a bunch in warm-ups, you feel like you're really, it's going well for you, that you're going to have a big night?
I normally miss a bunch of warm-ups and then I just say I'm going to quit. But normally when I go out and play, it gets a little better. But yeah, definitely when I hit a lot in warm-ups, I definitely think I'm going to play bad because normally that's how it goes.
I was always amazed at my high school coach that would tell me, shoot it with confidence. And I would shoot it, and he would say, follow your shot. Well, if I'm shooting with confidence, it's going in. I don't need to follow it. But and this is a question here for all of you. You're all seniors, I don't know who wants to go first to answer this, but if you could go back, if the 2022 version of you could go back to your freshman year and give yourself some advice as a freshman, what advice would you give yourself if you could go back and just give yourself some advice?
How honest are you guys about to be?
I would definitely tell myself to be less scared and timid and to just play how I could actually play instead of telling myself I'm a freshman and it's okay if I mess up and just playing.
Okay.
I feel
Anyone else?
Say pretty much the same. Just work on my confidence on the court and not worry about what anyone else had to say and just play my game instead of comparing myself to others.
Mine I'd say is the same. I got yelled at a lot, so just preparing myself for that and to always keep shooting even though I suck sometimes. What? He's honest.
Very good. Well, ladies, I certainly appreciate you being part of the Missouri Sports Network here today on high school game day. And I know you've got, is it Owensville tomorrow in the People's Bank tournament in Sullivan. And Coach Kennedy, I greatly appreciate you kind of helping set this up. And I know you're not unfamiliar to the Missouri Sports Network. Maybe your 3rd or 4th appearance here.
I think it might be the 4th.
All right. Very good. Well, Coach, what are your thoughts right now about the tournament? At Sullivan, you got Miller Career Academy. I guess last night, 59-21. You've got Owensville tomorrow night. kind of give us your thoughts on the tournament, just in overall.
Last year, this tournament, when we kind of got into it, you kind of looked at it and thought, man, there were some overwhelming favorites into it. We saw Helias early in this tournament last year. I think it was kind of more of a round robin situation. They didn't have a full bracket to put together, and we came out and we kind of jumped on Helias a little early, and at halftime, it's looking like we could pull a big upset, and I think we ended up losing that one by 25 after it was all said and done. So, this year when you looked at the bracket, you've got St. James and you have Owensville who are playing really well, but from top to bottom, any team on any night has the ability to beat somebody else. Salem last night showed that in the 7 versus the 2 seed. I think Owensville only beat them by 5. They just had some good matchups and played really well. So I think Sullivan's put together a really good tournament for anybody who's, just a fan of basketball, because any night you go out there, you can see somebody beat somebody you're not expected to. And I think, that's just something we're night in and night out trying to do.
Outstanding. Well, ladies, hey, thanks so much for being part of the show. Coach Kennedy, I really appreciate you setting this up, and I know we'll get to visit with you some point down the year or throughout the year, and we're going to figure out how tall Dalen really is. So anyway, ladies,
don't
so
ever
much.
look at my actual roster because it won't be close, I promise.
All right. Hey, you're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol remind us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here for the holidays. God bless.